make Syracuse the nation's leading student-centered research university.
Casey Powell is the catalyst. And as he goes, it seems the other people go. He's surrounded by very talented players, but I think you have to deal with him first and try to hold Rob Cavavit and Doug Jackson and Ira Vanderpool and Ryan Powell and all the others down. They have a lot of weapons.
The Brown Bears have outscored their opponents 15-7 in the second quarter of this season. We'll see how quarter number 2 unfolds. And Dale, as Peter Lasagna pointed out, 1 quarter down, 3 to go for the Bears. They did a great job clamping down on Syracuse in the first quarter.
Let's watch, see if Syracuse doesn't come up with some face-offs out of this. They look to be a little bit more aggressive now. It seems to happen like that. I don't know if they're going to come up with this one, but they certainly are scrapping for it. And they got it.
The Orangemen come up with the ground ball off the face-off. Quick cut. Oh, the back shot is wide. Brown tracks down the loose ball. Unsettled. Syracuse could be in trouble. The Orangemen have to get back defensively, and they do. Brown now will slow things down as they have for most of the game to this point and reset the offense. Syracuse with a nice idea off the face-off, but Brown quickly regains possession and the Bears set things up. Circling behind the net is Dent. He scored in the first quarter. Ira Vanderpool checking him.
Just going to say, just to the left there, you can see all the cutters, and they're looking for somebody to pop open. They just got somebody open, but way on the outside, and now they've moved down closer, like in a low post, closer to the goal. They were out, they moved down, so they're trying to screen Syracuse's defense and, of course, Gebhard.
And the shot by Collard goes wide, but Brown is there to back up the ground ball.
Get a good look at that again, all the cuts and the picks out in front of the cage, and it's it really behooves you to play good team defense.
Brown out shooting Syracuse 14-9 on the day. The Bears very aggressive offensively in the shot department, but they've been patient as well. This is about as well as Brown can play offensively against a Syracuse team with a lot of firepower. Poke checks near side by McCartan, forcing the action outside. That's Lyle. He gets the pass away to Satin on the far side. Dent brings it behind the cage. Ira Vanderpool comes to harass him. Looking for a cutter in front. There he is. Frood with the goal, and it's 4-1 Brown. And when a local kid beats you, it hurts even more.
Frood from Jordan Elbridge takes a left-handed shot that Jackson was on him, 11 on 11, and you see the jump he got, and he flipped the ball in, stick side on Gebhard. You see that on his replay again. Watch the low angle, and stick side, low shot, Frood, Brett Frood, Jordan Elbridge.
His 11th goal of the season. He's got some great size as well. It's 6'4", 210. He's a senior now. How quickly his career has gone by. Another face-off for Brown. It's 5-2. That ball popped loose out of Lacrosse. Nice idea by Brewer. Just couldn't complete the play. But the Bears come away with another loose ball, and Frood is the one who collects it.
Got to give Saccharin credit. He's the one that put the ball on the ground, number 9. Harvey Saccharin in. Syracuse picking up now defensively as we get some subs coming in from Brown bench.
Selig has it. Now moving behind the Syracuse cage. Checked by Drew Searle of the Orangemen. Flag is down. Searle's going to get penalized, but not before the goal is scored by Satin. That makes it 5-1. A breakdown by the Orangemen.
Yeah, they got Searle in, and first thing he did was hold. Watch right there. He got a hold, got him up on the neck. So now there's a flag, but now he just rips out. They double team on the slide, and that leaves number 3 all by himself. Satin, and Mike Satin, after he moves off on the double team, gets open, and Syracuse, by the way, the penalty was wiped out, so they are full strength. So the Orangemen don't get the double whammy. Yeah, right. It's bad enough for them, I guess, now with a 5-1 lead for Brown.
Face-offs at midfield controlled by Brown, 5-2. Outstanding pass by Selig as he had the stick around his neck. He was able to find the open man, Satin, to put it past Gebhard. Ball loose in midfield off the draw, taken by Casey Powell of the Orangemen. Powell Powell wants to get something going offensively. Angling in. He has to move outside now behind the cage, trying to set up one of his teammates in front. Nobody's there. Powell shoots. Knocked away by Catrano.
A considerable backup there.
So the Orange men keep it. Catrano's played well, allowing just 1 goal to the Orange men so far. 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. It's 5-1. The Brown Bears out of the Ivy League on top in the Dome today. This one could be very interesting. Syracuse works it around patiently. Near side for Doug Jackson. Coyote, top of the box. Trying to move in. Goes behind the screen. Shoots. Save Catrano, and he keeps it. Brown on the clear. Catrano is loose toward midfield. Now we have a whistle.
Syracuse worried about being onside. No, it's a timeout. They're going to take a timeout. They wanted to make sure that their goalie didn't get in trouble, and they took a timeout. They've got the ball cleared.
I thought it might have been an offsides call. When your goalie comes out of the net and moves that far upfield, it can be very confusing for the rest of the team.
Well, I looked over and saw only 3 people, but if they, I don't know where they were. If they did, they got it in before anybody else noticed it, so it was a good timeout call.
Excellent timeout taken by Peter Lasagna at that point. Catrano didn't want to get in trouble. We'll show you the USILA poll for this week. Very near the top, as is customarily the case, the Syracuse Orange men. The Princeton Tigers #1, the Orange at #2, Virginia, Duke, Maryland, Navy, Hofstra, Johns Hopkins, Georgetown, and North Carolina round out the top 10. There you see the Brown Bears in at #18 this week. But the Bears have played like a #1 team today, leading Syracuse 5-1. And Greg Catrano has been outstanding in goal today, 5 saves. SU head coach Roy Simmons Jr. knows how tough Greg Catrano can be.
If I don't have the best goalie in Division I, they do. Young Catrano is giving us the fit in the past. He's consistent. He comes up with a lot more saves than he lets in. He's been seeing quite a bit of rubber this year. But he is a shining spot in that Brown team. He's a terrific goalie.
As we've seen, Dale, he is not afraid to come out of his cage either.
No, he's not. He's very active. And in talking to Syracuse coaches, they felt that Gebhardt and Catrano, the 2 most highly recruited goalies when they were in high school.
Brown with another offensive opportunity after the timeout. The Bears lead Syracuse 5-1. Heading towards 10 minutes to play in the first half. The Bears very patient offensively. If you're just joining us, this is what it's looked like for most of the game so far. There's a shot. It's actually deflected. Gebhardt is able to come up with the loose ball. Syracuse on the clear. The Orangemen work it out of their own end, trying to get some offense generated. Ball goes behind the goal. Syracuse will set up offensively.
Yeah, Ryan Cummings is the guy that brought it over. He's basically a defensive midi, so he's going to leave to get some more firepower in, and they're going to take their time and set up.
Ryan Powell controls. Entering for the Orange men is Tim Glisker. Kataya has it in his cross. Moving toward the top of the box. Now he takes it well away from the goal. Trying to move in one-on-one with his man. Pass to the near side is deflected by Brown. It's loose. There's a battle for it. 2 teams scrambling for possession. Ball pops out of bounds off the Syracuse cross. It appeared, but the Orange men will keep it, so it's off Brown.
I'll tell you who did a great job. The number 4, Deere, the guy you're looking at right there. What a super job he did of keeping that ball in play, and it apparently went off a Brown stick. I didn't see it, but he did a super job of keeping that ball on the ground and keeping Syracuse away from the ground ball.
Ryan Powell triggers to Kavovit. Near side, Casey Powell. Powell moves, top of the box now.
Here we go, Danny!
Syracuse trailing 5-1. Casey trying to put a move on his man. Shoots. It's high, and it's taken by Catrano. Brown on the clear. They've done a terrific job clearing the ball out of their own end today. Here come the Bears. Ground ball situation fairly even. Brown up 9-8 to this point. The Bears setting up the offense. Angling in is Collard. A couple of substitutions coming in for Brown. Collard being pushed away from the goal. still moving in, showing his strength. Now he'll be double teamed. Ball pops loose. Another ground ball for the Bears. Can Coleman hang on? He does. Here come the Bears. Bounce shot wide of the net. Rolls behind the Brown cage. The Bears there to back it up as Food misfired.
I sense Syracuse getting a little bit frustrated at this point. You see the shots, 18-12. Syracuse maybe trying to push a little bit, but they would look good going after that ball. They didn't get it, but you just have to come back and be patient and do the same things again.
Another offensive possession for Brown. Begins with patience. The Bears control behind the cage. Moving his way in front is Coleman. Now it goes top of the box for Collard. Moving against Jackson. Ward. He warded off Dougie Jackson.
The fans wanted that one a couple of minutes ago, but that was indeed a Ward. Number 34 got the arm up, and Collard's going to push off. Watch right. There you go. That was real obvious. So Syracuse going to take a little timeout. I think talk things over with the 8:08 left, Ted.
This is a good timeout here for Roy Simmons Jr.'s Orangemen. They have possession. They have to get the ball out of their own end, and they have struggled offensively to this point. They trail Brown 5-1 with a lot of time left to play. 8 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first half, and now they make it 8-10 on the scoreboard, officially noting the time of the timeout. So for the Orangemen, the Ivy League slate will continue after this game against Brown today. Up next for the Orangemen, the Cornell Big Red taking on Syracuse. You can see that game right here on Super Sports Wednesday, April 9th. Face off at 8:30 p.m. For head coach Peter Lasagna of the Brown Bears, this Syracuse game follows on the heels of a matchup with the Providence Friars.
I think the timing actually could not have been better. We were very unhappy with our performance against Loyola. Loyola played very well and really got the better of it in just about every way. And we needed a midweek game to restore our confidence.
And that certainly appears to be the case, Dale. It sometimes is terrific on the schedule to have a midweek game after a loss on the weekend.
Yeah, it lets you get right back into it early. And let's look at the clear. Syracuse 6-6. That's not a very telling statistic at this point. But Syracuse does have the ball, and it's important that they get their offense going a little bit. You know, you look at the losses. They lost to they lost at Georgetown. They lost at Hofstra and at Loyola. And, you know, look at the schedule, you say, gee, Syracuse should have an easy time with them. But they have really given Syracuse a difficult time so far.
Tempo has definitely been the difference. Both teams have done a good job clearing the ball, as you saw a moment ago on the graphic. Brown 8 of 10. That has been a key as well. Syracuse controls on the offensive end here, trailing 5-1. Coyote trying to move in will feed Vanderpool top of the box. Brown's close defense has been terrific.
They really have.
He spins away from his man, now feeds Coyote. He wants to shoot. Bounce shot, knocked away by Catrano. Syracuse there to back up the play, and the Orangemen will keep possession.
You know, you make a good point. They really have done a great job of playing team defense. They've done the slides. They've double teamed when they've had to. They've just been almost flawless.
Casey Powell has it behind the goal. Sends it near side. As Kavovit takes the pass, he has no place to go with it, so he'll bring it behind the goal and try to reset the offense from there. Kavovit with a right-hand cradle, tapped by his man, not once but twice, spins away, tries to get the shot off, and he does. He's falling to the turf. Rob Kavovit with a tremendous goal. Defensive pressure all around. He scores to make it 5-2.
Just as I said that they hadn't made any mistakes, they jumped. Watch the jump. First of all, there's the wrap across the neck, but they're going to jump right here. Here's the jump. Now it's 2-on-1, but watch, he gets a one-hand shot off while he's going down. After Kanish jumped him, they double-teamed him going down. He takes the one-hand flipper shot and puts Syracuse within 3. Watch it. There's the wrap. Watch the jump by Kanish. The hit, down I go, one-handed past Catrano, and you could tell his head was down a little bit after that one.
19th goal of the season for Rob Kavovit. The face-off in midfield. Battle for both teams on the deck.
Withholding ball from play. That'll be Syracuse ball. Face-off man was Collard, not playing and lying on the ball, so that'll cost them possession. Syracuse that quickly gets it back.
Let's see if the Orangemen can pick up on the momentum from Kavovic's goal as he was falling to the turf, double-teamed, shoots with one hand and scores. Ryan Powell sends it behind the net. Syracuse setting up offensively as Casey Powell makes his move. He's checked a couple of times. Nearly lost his footing. Ball is loose on the turf. Long stick defender for Brown. Had it, then lost it. Another Bear takes it away. Up the near sideline. Kanish. What a hit by Casey Powell, and a flag is down.
Two flags, actually, and that's going to be interesting to see. I know he got wrapped. There's going to be a hold. Maybe it's the same penalty. Watch. All right, that's a good hit, but now we come up, and I believe it's Casey Powell is going to wrap him around the head, and that's going to be a hold. He almost got him. You know, actually, had he not touched him on the head, it would have been a great check. As it is, it's going to cost him 30.
30-second holding call against Casey Powell. Man-up situation here for the Brown Bears. Syracuse showing some frustration as we head toward halftime. Man-up situations for Brown, 0 of 2 on the day, so Syracuse has killed the penalties so far.
They have done a good job doing that. You're absolutely right, Ted.
Here come the Bears again, leading Syracuse 5-2. Frood sends it behind the goal to Selig. Near side, Satin back for Frood. Centering pass in front, can't be controlled. Ground ball taken by Brown. Bounce shot, hit the top of the crossbar, then bounce free. Syracuse has the ground ball. There's a Brown player down in the cage. We have a whistle, and if there's a call,
it's going to be illegal.
It goes
push.
against Syracuse.
Yes, it's an illegal push. And you're right, there was somebody from Brown in the crease, but he was pushed in illegally. There's the shot. Watch, he's going to hit the pipe. Bang, back down. Now he's going to cover it, and it's Duick, 29, that right there, who was doing the tightrope before somebody barreled him from the back and knocked him into the crease. So it will be no penalty, and it's even up.
Devin Ackerman gave him a shot on the head before he knocked him down, too. One for good measure.
That's right.
The Bears have the ball on the offensive end. Their offense has been tremendous in this game, keeping the ball away from Syracuse. 3 calls against the Orange for a total of 2. Brown hit twice for 1 minute. We are heading toward 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Syracuse having all it can handle. With Brown today, it's 5-2 Bears. And Brown looking for more. Defensive pressure. The Bears' passing has been strong in the offensive end too, Dale.
You're absolutely right. Have not made any errant passes. Some of the teams that come in, they force poor passes, and that's not been the case with Brown.
Syracuse having a tough time getting the ball away from the Bears.
As we said, they're not a takeaway defense. They play great body position, and they're really not doing too badly defensively. It's just a question of the offense is no time of possession, if you will. They don't keep that stat in lacrosse, but they have had the ball down here a lot, has Brown.
Now moving behind the net for the Bears is Lyle, trying to break free in front. He's pushed away by a Syracuse defender. Top of the box now. More precision passing by Brown. Syracuse's defense there to pick up the man with the ball as he moves behind the net. Bowen can't get his man away from the goal, and scoring for the Bears is Selig, and it's 6-2 Brown. Sam Bowen hacked him a couple of times, but then Selig was able to get around Sam Bowen.
Turned back inside him, and that's where he got in trouble. And as he turned back in, Bowen went with him, but he could not get on his stick. And that's watch the stick. See, the stick's free. When you see the stick free like that, when he turns, you know that he's going to be able to get a decent shot on the goalie, and he does, and makes it goal number 6.
4th goal of the season for Selig. Brown leads Syracuse 6-2 now. Face-offs starting to even up. Brown now with 5, Syracuse with 4. Ball loose in midfield. The Bears nearly had it. Syracuse trying to track it down. Both teams scrambling for the ball. It's taken by the Bears. An offensive opportunity and a score! Lyle scores again. The face-off forced the ball to bounce into Syracuse's end. Lyle chased it. He found it and put it past Gebhardt. score to make it 7-2 Brown.
A classic unsettled situation. Watch it here. Just knocks it out. Ball's in the ground. Nobody's got it yet. He just scoops through right there. Now you see him on the right. You're just going to see him on the right-hand side. He went through unmolested. It was like, geez, he just came through that pack, came up with the ground ball, and that's an important ground ball because he scored off it.
Lyle's second goal of the day, and that illustrates the difficulty Syracuse has been having with the face-offs this season. Now the Orangemen get one back.
Great check. What a check by Brewer, 22 from Brown. Ball back on the turf.
Burns lost his cross. Syracuse comes up with the ground ball. Doug Jackson can't handle the pass. Too high for him, but he tracks it down. Doug Jackson angling far side of the field as Brown's defense sets up. Checking in for Syracuse, Kataya and Ryan Powell. Powell takes the pass on the near side. Syracuse needs a score or two before halftime. Ryan Powell, even with the cage near side, being forced away by a Brown defender. A flag coming down. Carcaterra breaks free, shoots high over the cage. Oh, we have a penalty against Brown coming up.
I was going to ask you if you saw that shot, but I don't think anybody did. That ball was a blur. It was like a pill went by there, and they got a shot off. It didn't go in, but Syracuse will get an opportunity to go man up. And our crew, of course, we can see it because we slow it down. But you can imagine, look at the speed, look at the crank he gets on that. And you know what? That's about at a 30th of a second, guys, and that's just flying by there like a pill.
It's almost baseball season. Looked like a Randy Johnson fastball.
Good point.
Nobody could see it. It was wild. It was high.
I hope it doesn't hit me.
Fortunately, nobody got it in the face. Syracuse 0 for 2 on the man-up situations. 30-second holding call against Brown. The Orangemen want to get a goal on the board before halftime. Carcaterra top of the box. Syracuse, patient, shot in the score. Rob Kavovit, 7-3 Brown.
Going to take the subway route. They slide over to get him, but he goes down low and he hits it just inside the right leg. As they came out, Kesmodel came out to jump him, but watch what happens. He goes low, and Catrano right inside his right leg on the offside, and Catrano gives up goal number 3, and Syracuse down by 4.
Kavovit has figured in all 3 Syracuse goals. 2 goals and an assist today. The face-offs fairly even to this point. Syracuse battling back from a first half deficit there. The Orangemen scrambling for possession. They get it. Doug Jackson, near side. Casey Powell feeds a cutter who scores. Kavovit again. 7-4 Brown. The Orangemen are coming back before halftime.
It's all off the face-off. It's all the good things that happen off a face-off. It's bada bing, bada boom, in the hole. Watch. Face-off down. Up with it, number 30, Alexander. Bing, bang, boom. And Kavovit, once again, figures in a goal for Syracuse. After a feed from Powell. It's going to be 4 for Syracuse and 7 for Brown. Momentum to Syracuse.
And Kavovit scores twice to complete the hat trick, just seconds apart, to make it 7-4 Brown. Another face-off at midfield. We're even 6-6 in that department. A whistle of the face-off. The call against Brown. It's Syracuse ball.
Brewer didn't like it, but they detected him holding on to a leg of a Syracuse player. There's still a lot of time left.
And as Lasagna looks on, momentum clearly on the side of the Orangemen. The crowd here in the Dome getting into the game as we head toward halftime. Syracuse with 15 ground balls to Brown's 12. The Orangemen trailing by 3 as Casey Powell starts to move into the box. Shoots high, hit the crossbar, at least it sounded that way.
Yeah.
Carcaterra comes up with the ball. Carcaterra may have caught it in his cross, and another stick may have hit the crossbar. We did hear that distinctive ping.
Syracuse really putting the pressure on the ball.
Ball loose in front.
Oh, let's see where this one goes. Yes.
Great hustle by Gebhardt.
when it's a shot, whoever is closest to the line, and I will tell you, there's a line down there in the orange. It's very hard to see, and that was a good call. That was a very good call. He was closest to the ball when it went out of bounds. Let's see if they changed the call. Yes, they did.
So the call goes back to Brown's side, and the Bears have the ball behind the cage.
He originally made the call Syracuse way, and on the replay, it looked like that was the correct call, but in the interim, Syracuse has taken a timeout, and they have changed their mind on who gets the ball.
So now the Orangemen will have to play some defense with 1:09 left to go in the second quarter. Slugger wants to talk to his troops. Syracuse down 7-4. Roy Simmons Jr. speaking to his troops. The Orangemen, in one of their co-captains, Paul Carcaterra, has a guy with a whistling shot and terrific leadership.
Yes, he does. You know, he's developed a reputation of one of the fastest shots in the country. Maybe a little time to get it off, but when he gets it, they know he can hit the cage with a blistering shot well over 100 miles an hour. That, again, is a concern of a goalie, a concern of a defense, concern of a defensive midi. To get on Paul, he's disruptive. If he's not ringing the bell every time, he's disruptive enough. They know they can't give him a lot of time when he's going to hit the net.
And we have seen Paul Carcaterra's whistling shot today, the senior from Yorktown Heights, one of the Orange's co-captains. And the seniors and their leadership will loom large in this game for the Orangemen to make a comeback. Down 7-4 to the Brown Bears. 2-3 on the season coming in. Syracuse at 4-1. The Bears have control of the tempo, and Brown gets the ball.
Look, it's a 10-on ride. The goalie's out going to play defense. And it worked.
Gutsy call by the Orangemen. They lost it out of bounds. Clark was there. He tried to track it down. Gebhardt provided the defensive pressure as well. Brown gets it back. 1:03 left to go in the second quarter. The Bears set up their offense. And who knows? After the half they've played, they may want to hold for the final shot.
I'm sure that's what you're going to see. And Syracuse, of course, wants to make sure they don't get it off. So they had that great inbounds defense, but they lost it out of bounds, and now they're going to have to play with the man in the cage and play good defense.
Duick has it, chased by Cummings behind the goal. Duick trying to break free, but Cummings is there step for step. Duick shoots, knocked away by Gebhardt. Ball rolls loose behind the net. Syracuse ball, 24 seconds to go in the half.
No doubt about that one. They were there. Let's see what they do with it.
Long pass downfield for Gebhardt, taken away by the Bears, and Lyle. He moves in, 3-on-2. Another pass and a goal. Frood scores again. What a turn of events in favor of the Brown Bears to pick off that pass and turn it into a goal in 10 seconds. An amazing play by Brown.
Well, you know, obviously they never should have tried the long clear because it was about 10 yards too short. And Frood in the right place at the right time, which is right in front of the goalie, puts it in the hole. And Syracuse, just like that, loses a goal, loses momentum, and now they're doubled up 8-4.
The Bears make that extra pass. So crucial to find Frood in front. Face off. Syracuse now has the edge. 7-6. The flag is down. Brown controlled the face off, and the Brown player was knocked to the turf by one of the Orangemen, so Brown gets the ball back with 9 seconds to go in the quarter.
And just as important as that, Ted, is that in this situation, if they hold on to the ball, they'll get the face-off without, if they have possession, they can get face-off the second half without having to go through a face-off. So they've got 8 seconds or 9 seconds. They may hold on to the ball.
And that's probably what they'll do. That's an excellent point.
Let's put it this way. When that whistle, the siren goes off, somebody from Brown wants that ball in his stick. Ackerman's the guy who's sitting for 30. They need a ball. They'll get the ball boys bringing in. Now they have 2. All right.
That might help Syracuse's chances. Brown very patient offensively, and they'll just run out the clock here in the second quarter. Now making a move to the far side, but time will elapse on quarter number 2. And that's it. Syracuse hustling into the halftime locker room to talk some strategy. Peter Lasagna's Brown Bears have an 8-4 lead. A surprise in the Dome today. The Orange men having a tough time.